Hey everyone, welcome back to the Socially Awesome channel. I am so excited to be bringing you a guest today, Miss Chiari with Fit and 15. I am so excited to have you. You and I have built a friendship over the last several months. You have been not only, a sounding board for me, but a coach and just a friend. So I am so excited to bring you to my audience. You have got this just overall positive vibe all the time, and I love it. So thank you so much for coming and doing this with me today.
Oh, absolutely. I was so excited to do this with you because, yeah, like I said, we've developed this great friendship. And I mean, you're saying you learn from me. I learn from you just as much. So I do. I love our relationship.
Thank you. Oh, I'm so excited. So tell me, I usually like to start with my interviews just tell me a little bit about yourself. I know you're a mompreneur, you're a physical therapist, and tell me how you've taken just what you as a physical therapist, how you got into entrepreneurship, and just tell me all about you.
All right. Wow. So yes, I'm a mom of 2 8-year-old, 10-year-old, and do all the things. I'm actually both of their basketball coaches right now. Leader of a Girl Scout troop, bringing them to all their things. But yes, I'm a physical therapist, the creator of the Fit and 15 studio. I'm a brand ambassador for a health and wellness company, and also a social media strategist coach with the Gold Digger Girl. So doing all those things. Now, did I ever think that I would be here doing this? No. I went to school, be a physical therapist, did all the things, high school, grad school, get a job, have the 2.5 kids, get a house. But I felt unfulfilled still. And not to say, of course I was grateful for all that, but you just, any entrepreneurs listening out there, you have that pull. You feel like there's got to be something more for me, right? So I was first introduced into the kind of the entrepreneurial world, like through network marketing. One of my friends that was also a PT I graduated with, she, kind of told me about this, company you can earn. I'm like, well, I'm not a salesperson. Like that sounds good to you, but I'm not a salesperson. And she's like, well, neither am I, Leigh. And I thought about that. And I said, that's right. If she can do it, then maybe I can do it. And that's how I kind of got my toe dipped in, started drinking the Kool-Aid, on entrepreneurship. And, that took off for me. And of course, y'all all know there's ebbs and flows. And, so that's how I kind of got into network marketing. But then as far as coaching, again, I was not looking for it. I had started a journey myself. And I know, Elise, you have a weight loss journey, and that's kind of how it started with me too. I played college softball, always, good shape, athlete. Then after having kids, you know how it is.
Actually, I am probably the exception. I was skinnier after having children. Yes, because that's what. I'll have to tell my story later. But
oh yes, I need
to. Well, just because I say that I got motivated after having children, because that's when I started seeing pictures of me and my brand new baby, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And then so, but I'm the exception. But yes, I mean, it changed my body 100%. So it might still be, 150 pounds, but it looks so different than what 150 pounds used to look like.
Absolutely. Yeah, I always tell people, throw out that scale, because that doesn't
get
matter.
Rid of it. Yeah. Yes.
But clothes weren't fitting. I had low energy, couldn't get the weight off. I had someone after I'd already had both my kids, but I remember them asking me, oh, are you pregnant again? And I'm like, no, it's just my baby weight. And they're like, oh, how old's your baby? It's like, oh, he's 5, so, again, it shouldn't matter what other people think, but I was not happy in my own body. And so I started kind of this fitness journey, in 3 months, I lost 15 pounds. And again, it wasn't just about the weight, because I was still at a healthy weight range, but it was just how I looked and how I felt. And then people started coming to me and asking, well, how did you do that? Can you teach me? Can you coach me? And I'm like, oh, well, Yeah, I get. I mean, I'm a physical therapist, but hadn't really thought more about the coaching side, personal coaching like that. So that is how all that started, and I started this entrepreneurial journey.
That's awesome. And you said that there too. Like, I think so. There's several bullets I want to pull out of what you said. So one, you said, you shouldn't care what other people think, but it does matter, and that's what a lot of women struggle with is like, that was a question I got a lot through my own weight loss journey. It's like, why do you care what people think? And it was like, I don't. But you know what I care about? My ankles hurting, my knees hurting, being tired all the time, not being able to play with my kids without being winded. So a lot of women are scared to reach out for help, though. So the women that did come to you and say, can you teach me, were brave. And that is something that I think your overall just calming presence would attract people to come to you and ask you for help. And I love that you recognize that not only as a business opportunity, but as a way to provide value to people. And the Fit in 15 came out of that. And you could use it. It didn't have to be a or situation. It could be an and situation. You still are a physical therapist. You still did all of that. And you can use all of that medical training you have to help people in the fitness department and the health and wellness department, because you know a lot more about the body than the average person. So a lot of women too think it needs to be an or situation, and it doesn't. Because myself, I'm also in the health and wellness space and the social media marketing space. I could be in both. And I love that you talked a lot about that. So tell me exactly what Fit in 15 is. I know you are a strategist with the Gold Digger Girl Co., but you are the developer of Fit in 15. So explain that to me, because I want to know how to get fit in 15 minutes. I want to do it. I'm committed. Let's do it. And it's perfect because it's January and people are going to be ready. So tell me how to get fit in 15.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what started it. Because again, I was a college athlete. And as many of y'all probably think, well, I got to spend hours at the gym. I've got to, I have to kind of have this all or nothing mentality. And that's not it at all. And for me, because I was in this hamster wheel of my day was so full, I was exhausted. I couldn't fit an hour of exercise in, and then starting over the next day, it's like, I've got to break this cycle. And then of course, that mom guilt, wanting to be a good mom and be there for them. So I was like, all right, if I can do 15 minutes, if I can just carve out 15 minutes, then I'll feel good. At least then you get that win. That's what I love about it, because anyone can fit 15 minutes in. Okay. Just don't watch Netflix, get up 15 minutes earlier. There's no excuse without getting 15 minutes in. And then when you have that win, you're like, oh, okay, I can do that. And then you do it again, and then it repeats. And that consistency is what gets you the results. And that is exactly what I did. I did not, some people are like, oh, you must have then start working out more. No, during that 3 months, I lost that 15 pounds. It was really just staying consistent, working out 15 minutes a day. And so that's how I developed the Fit in 15. So it's a lot of, HIIT style type workouts, but it's not just that. And I would not recommend doing that every single day. You have to, get, have yoga, stretching, mobility type of exercise, just some downtime for your body. You've got to rest your body. So that's what that's all about. And so I created this. It's like online. It's classes that I'm recording. The recordings are of me doing these 15-minute workouts. So they're lots of fun. I've also started adding some mindset trainings, things like that. Some meal guides, like guidance for nutrition. And so and we'll do challenges every so often to just get you motivated, because it is hard to stay motivated, right? You've got to I'm very competitive, and I know you are too, Elise. So you've got to add some competition.
You do. And so how would a listener get into Fit in 15 Studio? Like, how does that work? How does that happen? Do you have free resources for them to kind of see a little bit about what it's about? I know you have an online community. So tell me a little bit about how they could and would connect with you if they're interested in that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, I'll share with you, Elise. A freebie to help you just to get a taste of how you can actually get fit, with 15 minutes a day, with the type of nutrition that you need. That doesn't include counting calories. We ain't got time for that. No counting calories, and also that mindset piece, because it does take a bit of mindset to actually stay committed to it and knowing why you're doing it, and actually making that decision to
Yeah.
commit. So I can send that. It's a 3 video email series. I will,
Oh,
send
perfect.
that to you to give to your listeners. And the Fit in 15, and it actually it's an online, it's an online membership, $27 a month, and can cancel anytime. But it's on an online platform, so really simple to use.
Oh, that's awesome. So you can do it wherever you are. You can take it wherever you go. That's awesome. So I love that you have just developed this entire brand around it, because I know you've got some things coming, and I'm not going to spoil it. But I know
Yes.
you are building this into a whole brand, which is
Yes.
awesome. So that's challenging, and it's not easy, and it takes gumption, it takes bravery, it also takes consistency and commitment, and all the things that we talk about regularly for social media marketing, but just being a business owner in general. So tell me a little bit about a challenge or some challenges that you've had to overcome to get to where you are in your entrepreneurial journey, because I think that's the hardest part. Is a lot of people can't overcome challenges. I don't even need to say the statistics, but so many business owners don't make it past the 1 year mark, much less the 3 year mark. So, and I know you've been doing this for a while and building this brand block by block for a while. So tell me a little bit about some challenges and how you've kind of overcome those in your journey.
Oh, sure thing. And yeah, this can really relate to everybody, and even in the students that I work with as well. Like, consistency is the biggest thing. People, entrepreneurs, or whatever you're doing in your life, it's difficult staying consistent with it. People usually, they'll last a few weeks, maybe a few months, and then they may not see results. Maybe the results they wanted, or it's not exactly what they thought, or whatever that is, and then they stop, or they say, I'm going to take a break. Well, that's never a good thing, because it's really that consistency. When you are staying consistent, even if you're not seeing the results right this moment, it takes a good 90 days. I mean, Elise, it takes that before you start 90 days and you see the results that you were doing a month ago, 2 months ago. So staying consistent is the biggest thing. And then I will say also, for me, because I tend to want everything to look perfect, or you see other people that might be in your space, and you're like, oh, I want my brand to look like them, or their landing pages, their freebies, their whatever, and then you just never put it out there because it's not exactly the way you want it to look. It's you don't have all the fancy platforms or tech stuff, but thank goodness y'all got Elise here, because she can help you with that. But I know that stops a lot of people. It stopped me for a while. In fact, I was just telling Elise before this come, like, I am dealing with some tech stuff, but it's just putting it out there anyway, even if it doesn't look perfect. Even, you can put out your program, your offer, your whatever, sending it via email if you had to, take payment by PayPal. It doesn't have to be fancy, but just taking that imperfect action. But then if you are able, hire someone like Elise to help you get the tech, make it look good. You know what I'm saying? So taking imperfect action and being consistent, those are some things and not only did I struggle with them, I still struggle with them. Like, that's why it's so important to keep that strong mindset as an entrepreneur. You got to work on it every single day, because things can knock you out and can stop you, but just got to keep being persistent.
And I love that you mentioned that, because I am going, those are my specialty as far as imperfect action and just doing it, but I had my own experience with that even this morning. I am, training a team. I have a team of people for my agency now. And one thing, I'm slowly having to let go of things that I do, because I'll never be able to grow as a business owner if I don't utilize my team properly. And I outsourced, or you could say outsourced. I assigned one of my team members to something as small as a workbook. Do a workbook for my upcoming challenge, and it's free. It's a free challenge. So why do I care so much about it being so perfect? It's not like they paid for, it's not
Right.
like I feel like they're gonna. So anyway, and my team member did great. He did a great job. There's a lot of things I would have done differently, but I had to say, you know what? It does look great, and get it out there, because if not, I'm going to spend 2 hours on a Sunday redoing it, and that's not necessary. So what I chose to do was make a loom and say, these are some things I would do differently next time, and use it as a coaching opportunity. And as a coach yourself, that's what you kind of have to do with even the basketball team, telling them, hey, next time, this is what we need to do differently. And I think people are just so scared to even put that out there. So you hit that nail on the head, and I just had that experience this morning, and I was like, it's just that process of growing. I would rather my children watch me fail than be fearful. And that, I know you feel the same way. I know your kids are we're often on Voxer going, hold on, the kids are in the back.
Right, exactly. I know. I just, before getting on this call with you, I was like, do not come in here.
Yes. Well, and I love that. And that was one of the reasons I really wanted to, connect with you, because a lot of women are also scared to do this and feel like they can't do it with their kids because their kids are in the background or their kids are running around. Or don't get me wrong, I do try to occupy them so that they're not a total distraction, but that's my life. This is my kids being in the background is my life. And you're not my ideal client if that bothers you. And that's
exactly
having to posture up and believe that is, it is hard, but that's what I think holds a lot of women back. I can't do this because I don't have time. Because of my kids, and you being a coach and a troop leader and, and a strategist for another company and running your own company is proof that you can do it. You can make it happen.
You absolutely can. And I would encourage you, I did say, kids, try not to interrupt me. There's a fire or whatever, but they've been on my lives with me. I know yours have too. We've seen some fun images from your kids, but that's also, I would encourage that, because then that lets you be relatable to your audience, and it shows other moms, hey, I can do this. I can do this, even if I have to hold my baby on my lap or the kids are running naked in the background, whatever.
My daughter's gone live on my feed 3 Fridays in a row now because she feels like if it's Friday, that's what she's supposed to do. And I think I'm now going to have to get her own YouTube channel, because when I tell her it's Friday, she's like, it's Facebook Live time. And I'm like, no. But I love watching her, and a lot of my audience does too. And I don't want to kill her spirit, because I tell you what, there is a business online, and she's learning that very quickly. And I love
learning how to public speak. I mean, even that, being able to talk and put thoughts together, like that's a life skill.
It is. And she builds a relationship with these people. And on Facebook Live, it's not like we are right now where I could see them. But when they give her hearts or they give her an emoji, she's like, oh, thank you so much for your red heart or your blue heart, or, oh, I see you, you won. Like, she's engaging.
Oh, that's awesome.
And that is one thing that I can tell you a lot of these kids these days aren't doing, because they're not engaging because of technology. And I love that she's using technology to learn how to engage. So I will go on a whole other tangent about that, but I know your kids are very involved with you and your business, and I love that. And I know that inspires other women. So let me ask you a little bit more about your health coaching. So you have a podcast, is that right? Health Coach Studio?
Health Coach Studio. Yes,
What can they hear on the podcast?
All right. So yes, on the podcast, you can hear strategies on how you can build your business on social media. And I'm talking more to like people that are in the health, wellness, fitness industry, just because that's kind of my specialty, right? So it can work for any entrepreneur, but that's kind of more who I am talking to just help you build your presence, and your expertise, and bringing that on to social media, like showing you how to do that.
I love that. I love that, because there is an entire I mean, I'm in the health and wellness space, you're in the health and wellness space, but neither one of us are with the same company. So teaching people how to specifically build that type of business is a really cool niche. And if you're listening and you're in the health and wellness space, highly recommend that you go subscribe to the Health Coach Studio. I'm sure it's on all platforms.
Yeah. All of them, Spotify, Apple.
Yes, I love that. I love that. So I like to usually end with something about one, how they can connect with you. So let us know. I know I'm going to put the email series we talked about a while ago in the show notes. But do you have a community they can join? What is the name of that? How can they find you? How can they connect with you to learn more?
Absolutely. So yeah, you can follow me like on all the social channels. It's just my name, Leigh Chiari. And I actually just kind of rebranded it, revamped it. My face, which again is a reminder, you can always pivot, people. You can always pivot on your businesses. So my Facebook group is just like my podcast, Health Coach Studio. And so I'll be giving not health tips. That's what I used to do. I was giving more health tips things, but now it's going to be more geared to coaches or people that may want to coach, and how you can build your brand on social or in social media strategies to help market and grow your business. And so I do have, and I'll give that to you, Elise. I do have a health coaching guide to just kind of help get you started. If that is something you want to do, it's free. It'll be a free resource in there. And so across all platforms, it's just my name. You may have to look it up to spell it, but Leigh.
And I'll have it in the show notes. Okay. If you're listening to this on the podcast, it'll be in the show notes. If you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube or any of the other places we figure out how to stream it to, check the comments, and I usually will tag Leigh as well, especially on Facebook. So and her name will be in the title. So it's very unique. You'll be able to find her very easily. So thank you so much, Leigh, for being with me today. You've made a huge difference for me in the last 6 months. It's not been easy to start a business from zero. And I am about to cry. Okay, give me a second.
Elise, you're making
it is, and my followers know that I try as much as I can to be authentic. So I'm not gonna try to hide it. But it's not been easy to start from zero and just leave a job and just say, this is where I'm going. And you get a lot of the negativity that comes with that from people that I don't think people do it on purpose, but they don't understand. Why would you leave the job? Why would you leave your health insurance? Why would you? And you've been a constant for me since July, I believe. So almost 6 months, just a very constant breath of fresh air. You're the reason I still get on those accountability calls, even though I've upgraded 3 times since then. I still, because I need that. So you have truly, I know that you've made a huge difference for me, and I know that you're doing that for a lot of other women. So I
thank you so much.
I encourage anyone that's watching or listening to follow Leigh, even just for her funny memes, if that's what it is, and her funny humor stories. Like, I watch your stories sometimes, especially the holiday humor and stuff. I love it. So
I got to keep it light sometimes.
Keep it light, and sometimes it's just what's needed. It's just needed to be light and just something fun on the feed. And I can always count on that. I count on you for that.
Well, Elise, I've loved working with you. I'm so glad. I mean, and y'all, again, I know I could talk about this all day long, but had I not said yes to my friend back so many years ago, if Elise had not decided to just quit her job and go, we never would have met. Right. I am so grateful. And that's what, being an entrepreneur just opens all these doors, and social media, you got some ugly and bad with social media, but there's so much good with it. And I'm so grateful
100%
to met you, Elise, and you've been an inspiration to me. I'm seeing what you're doing. I'm like, yeah, Leigh, come on, you got to get it going too. So
thank you. And I had that conversation. I had that conversation with somebody the other day too. A friend of mine came to me and was asking about, leaving their job and just needing something else. I think COVID really helped people understand what's important mostly. And that a lot of people realize that 9 to 5 ain't cutting it anymore. Not monetarily, not giving you the freedom you want to live. the life that you can, at the end of your life, you could say, I'm happy, I'm fulfilled, I did everything, and I know that sounds gory, but I had that conversation with someone the other day, and I said, I was telling her about some of my clients, and not any personal information, but just like I have this one client that owns this studio in Michigan. I have this one client that owns a beauty salon in Michigan. And she's like, how do you meet these people? And I was like, I only have one client and I have a lot of clients. I only have one that I knew before starting my business with social media. Every single one of them has been met after the fact through either a referral or someone I met on an online community that found me. Like, that's power. And I encourage anyone that's listening to do the same, because if you don't say yes to starting the opportunity, you won't see what comes after that. So
exactly. You were made for more. I mean, we were all made for more.
I love that. I love that. Quote. You were made for more. That's my quote of the day. I'm about to put that on my feed. Well, thank you so much, Dan, and thank you all for listening today or watching, wherever you might be. I hope you come back and join us for Quick Tip Tuesday. See you all next time.
Bye.
Bye, guys.